Have you ever wondered why so many women live with chronic pain? Why migraines, fibromyalgia, pelvic pain, back pain, autoimmune conditions, jaw tension, neck and shoulder pain, and unexplained pain patterns seem to affect women disproportionately? I'm Madeleine Lowry, a neural retraining specialist, and today I want to talk about women and pain. Not from the perspective of weakness or something being wrong, but from a perspective of biology, responsibility, emotional load, and nervous system overload. And if you're a woman who has felt dismissed or misunderstood, or told that everything looks normal while your pain continues, this episode is for you. I want to start with a fact that surprises many people. The same part of the brain that processes emotional pain also processes physical pain. Neuroscience has shown us that emotional pain, grief, rejection, fear, shame, stress, activates the same brain regions as physical pain. This means that the brain does not clearly distinguish between the two. Emotional pain is not less real than physical pain. It is processed through the same neural circuitry. So when emotional stress is chronic, unprocessed, or overwhelming, it can absolutely show up in the body as physical pain. So let's talk specifically about women. Women on average have larger and more active limbic systems, the part of the brain involved in emotion, bonding, caregiving, threat detection, and memory. From an evolutionary perspective, this likely developed to support childbearing, child rearing, and social bonding, roles that require constant emotional attunement and awareness of others' needs. This is not a flaw. It is actually a strength, but in our modern lives, it comes at a cost, because women are often the emotional shock absorbers of our society. Women frequently carry the emotional weight in the family. They sense what others need. They anticipate problems, smooth over conflicts, manage relationships, care for children, aging parents, partners, friends, and communities. They hold emotional space for others, often without anyone holding space for them. And in modern society, women aren't just the caretakers. They are also expected to deliver in the workplace, to perform, to achieve, to excel, to be productive, and to be available. So many women are effectively doing two full-time jobs, one in the world and one at home, often while trying to make it look effortless. And that is where pain patterns often emerge. Women who feel the need to do it all, who feel overly responsible for others' well-being, who struggle to ask for help, who cannot delegate and cannot say no. Women who are perfectionistic and who prioritize everyone else's needs before their own. These are not weak women. They are capable, conscientious, caring, and deeply committed, but over time the nervous system pays a price. When emotional load, responsibility, pressure, and self-denial become chronic, the brain stays in a state of heightened vigilance. The limbic system remains activated. The body remains tense, and stress hormones remain elevated. And eventually the nervous system may express that overload through the body, through pain, not as a punishment, not as a failure, but as a signal that something needs attention. And often the pain isn't just about muscles, joints, or nerves. It's about patterns of self-sacrifice, patterns of overdoing, patterns of emotional repression, patterns of caring more than is sustainable for far too long. What's important to understand is that you don't consciously choose these patterns, but they are often deeply ingrained, learned early in life, reinforced by culture, and held in the subconscious mind. This is why working at the level of the subconscious can be so transformative for women with chronic pain. When we retrain the brain, we're not telling women to just relax or to think positively. We're helping the nervous system update old, protective programs. Programs that say, I have to hold it all together. I can't let anyone down. I'm only acceptable if I'm perfect. And I'm not allowed to have needs. As these subconscious patterns soften, something remarkable often happens. The body begins to soften too, and pain that once felt constant becomes less intense, less frequent, and more responsive. Not because the pain wasn't real, but because the nervous system finally has permission to rest. If you are a woman living with chronic pain, I want you to hear this clearly. Your pain is real. Your body is not betraying you, and there may be nothing wrong with you at all. Your nervous system may simply be carrying too much for too long. And when we can change the way the brain processes emotional and physical load, we open the door for healing, balance, and relief. If this resonates with you, I invite you to explore what working with the subconscious might offer you. Not as another thing that you have to do perfectly, but as an act of care for yourself. Because women don't need to carry everything alone, and pain doesn't have to be the cost of caring. If this conversation resonates with you, I want you to know there may be another way forward. By working directly with subconscious patterns that keep the nervous system stuck, many women begin to experience real shifts in pain, resilience, and emotional well-being. If you would like to learn more about neural retraining for chronic pain, or to schedule a free consultation with me, please visit tcneuralretraining.com. And if you found this episode helpful, please follow the podcast, leave a review, or share it with a woman who needs to hear it. Thank you for listening, and remember, when you can shift your subconscious patterning, you can open the door to healing. Content of this podcast, copyright 2025, by Twin Cities Neural Retraining. Music by Barbara Ben.